Hello, good evening. This is Richard Curtin with RationalBroadcasting.com. Just keep breathing every Tuesday, every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. We are here with Neal Everett, aerial artist from Los Angeles, California, co-creator of Cirque Berserk and from Cirque du Soleil. And welcome home. You're from Texas and from Dallas.
2 hours east of Dallas, little tiny town called Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. What is it like growing up in Pittsburgh and now living in Los Angeles? What did you learn in Pittsburgh that you could use in Los Angeles?
Running skills. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm very thankful to come from a small town. I mean, I learned a lot growing up the way I did. I grew up with a very close family on a farm and wonderful values, but I also knew growing up that I was destined to leave and go on and do other things. So I love returning home and seeing my family and friends, but I'm very thankful to be in a large city that supports the kind of art that I do.
And you went to college in Arizona, correct?
I did, University of Arizona.
So how did you get from Texas to Arizona? Did you get a scholarship?
Actually, by way of the Air Force. I left Pittsburgh, joining the Air Force, where I was a cryptologic linguist, and flew around the world doing intelligence for the military, and that landed me in Tucson, Arizona. And I went to school while I was in the military. I also was in a theater company and got a dance scholarship while in the military. So I stayed in Tucson to finish my degree at the University of Arizona.
Were you out in the military?
I wasn't, but you know, people ask me about that experience all the time, and for me it just wasn't a difficult experience. I wasn't out to my family at the time, so going into the military wasn't difficult. I never felt that there was any need at the time, I guess because it was of my upbringing, but I was very focused on working. I enjoyed what I did in the military. I had a lot of support from my military family, and I think probably most people knew, but they just didn't give a damn. They just, liked me and saw that I did good work and supported me. I think most of them knew, and had I told them, they would have shrugged it off.
So how do you feel about the program It Gets Better?
I don't really know about that program.
Okay. It's really a program about basically out individuals making videos to tell young children who are thinking about committing suicide that it gets better. And my point is, it should get better today. Let's start making it better for the children now. Prop 8, has it affected you at all in Los Angeles?
It has. It taught me so much because I moved to Los Angeles after being in the military and going to school, and I just saw the support. It made it very evident. It made it easier for me to come out to my family and educate my family and tell my family that what I believed in and that they needed to love me and all of the others just like me. So I had an outpouring of love from friends and friends' families that made it okay. And it was such a beautiful thing that, I want to go out there and tell other people about it. I want to get the same kind of support that I felt in Los Angeles. It just made me really, really have faith in people. It was beautiful.
And the ruling has just been overturned. And so do you have friends that were married that got caught in the limbo?
I don't have friends that got caught in the limbo. I know of people through other people, and I still want to fight the fight and give them the support. Everyone deserves the right to love.
Absolutely. Let's talk really quick about being an aerialist. We talked previously before the interview about how did you figure out that you could go 30 feet, 45 feet in the air? What is the highest you could go without feeling scared?
Well, probably the highest that I have been is about 55 feet in the air, out in the middle of the desert hanging off of a crane. There was a flash of fear that went through my head, but again, I'm a daredevil, and I love the opportunity to break all the rules. So
That a girl, break the rules.
I definitely did. And and I had a good support team that was helping me with this project. So becoming an aerialist was something I had always dreamed of, not knowing that it could happen. Growing up in a small town in Texas, the only entertainment we ever got were the tiny little circuses that came to town once a year, and I was amazed. Every time they came and I saw the kids performing in these circuses, and I was like, I want to be one. So I went home and I walked the fence and I made my own trapeze in our barn, and my parents just thought I was the most abnormal child ever. And after dancing through school, and I was a college cheerleader and tumbling and everything, I moved to Los Angeles. I found a circus class, and the instant I got on a trapeze, I knew I belonged. I knew that that is what I was going to do. And after the first class, some of the coaches came to me and said, do you realize that you're doing things that we studied 3 years to do in your first class? And they said they wanted to train me, and I quit my job the next day and showed up to start training. And I trained all day, every day for a long time to get my circus skills. And I just felt that's where I was supposed to be. That's what I was supposed to be doing. My body connected, and I was joyful that my body found something.
And tonight you had a young man ask you how you get started. How do you get started?
You know, you can do a little bit of research. The world of circus has definitely grown. It used to be the only way you got into the circus was being born into the circus. But now there is a new age of circus, and there are schools all around the country and all around the world. You can go in and take recreational classes, or you can do more full-time training programs. So anyone that wants to give it a try, find a class. Get on the internet, do a little bit of research, and find a class and walk in and see if it makes sense for you. And really realize what it takes to be a circus artist, and start taking other steps in preparation. Start taking yoga and other things to supplement your circus classes, because we weren't born into the circus. It's going to take a lot of work to catch up to those that were. So definitely do your research, and I support anyone who wants to go out there and give it a shot.
We can find you on the web.
You can find me at Cirque Berserk, cirqueberserk.com. We are a Los Angeles-based circus company, and yeah.
And can we follow you on Twitter?
I'm not on Twitter yet. I haven't caught on to that.
And Facebook?
Facebook. I am Neal Everett on Facebook.
And, you know, Twitter is really popular on the East Coast and the West Coast, but not so much in the middle here. And there's a lot of us that are on Twitter, but why Behind the Curve?
For me, I feel like I've worked so hard on so many different aspects of being a circus performer. I also run Cirque Berserk with two of my friends. So I'm either training, teaching, casting, designing costumes, sewing costumes, that I don't have enough time to stay up on all of the social networking sites, and one is enough for me at this point.
And it's a lot of work. Neal Everett, welcome home to Texas. Welcome home to Dallas. Good luck to you at Cirque Berserk, and we look forward to seeing you again right here at Station 4.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the love I feel every time I come home.
You've been listening to RationalBroadcasting.com. I'm Richard Curtin. Once again, aerial artist Neal Everett. Thank you for tuning in.